All right, this is Dragon League Game 1 between Chamberlain as black and Neslar as white. Let's go ahead and take a quick look at what happened in this game. Kind of looks like, to me, it kind of looks like white kind of held the beginning, and then black got kind of a lead, and then um, white ended up coming back. So let's see how that happened. Ooh, and we start off kind of like with a quick mistake. Um, so go is generally there are some cases where a second line move is fine, but generally we always want to try to stay on the third line or higher. There are very rare instances where we would run to the second line. Um, so since black is playing this center inside shape, maybe we want to go into another extension here, maybe another extension on this side. Black may also consider approaching this corner or even playing into the 3-3. And we can go into some pretty simple Joseki here, um, like this one. Very basic Joseki. And it's good to learn some of the basic Joseki very early on. Um, Especially when you know something your opponent doesn't, that's always great. Another one we can look at is simply just this approach. And we can go into this really simple Joseki like this. Very basic, very nice, very good to know, especially at a newer level or a lower level. Now, of course, our opponents may not know them, but it's good for us to learn them and know them because it gives us an idea of what shape should look like. But black starts low. Okay, we don't want to give this Atari. This Atari gives us a very bad shape to start with. We would rather play this move here. This kind of removes the Atari that was there. And we can go ahead and go into this kind of thing, and we're starting to build this top side. We can kind of see that with this move here, with this shape here, we've started to build the top side. This is what we're looking at. We're looking to get this top side. And then white is looking to get an extension here, and they're going to be playing a more, they're going to be looking for efficiency and then trying to reduce the top side later. Black chooses to just play here. This is also fine, though. I don't think there's anything particularly wrong with this. I would probably want to Atari, just because I'd like the strength towards leaning in here, but I think that this is also a fine move. Very good for white. Black should continue by playing the top side, even if this move here is a little slow. At the very least, we still have a general idea of what we want, and that would be the top side of the board. When we're doing center inside, we wanna continue to try to build that top as efficiently as possible, of course. Attachment is okay though. I don't think the attachment is that bad. Ooh, this is very good for white. Yeah, we can't be doing this. There's not really a lot that we can. We shouldn't be playing a crosscut without an idea of what the result's going to be. It almost feels as if we would be doing that randomly, without any real reading. Um, and we can kind of see that you end up getting, or black ends up extending to the bottom, and there's just really no way for black to save these stones. Um, but not only that, it even gets a little bit worse. We're getting in a situation where we're very split up into multiple groups, right? We got one group here, another group starting here, and then this group that's basically already dead here. So we don't need to add that move as white. We can extend or we can Atari, because there's really no way for black to extend the liberties of this group or the life of this group. So basically what would happen is if we extend here, let's say black tries to make life like this, which might be what we were worried about. If we play this Atari, because it's an Atari, we see that black has only this one liberty. Black has to connect, and we get to Hane here. Maybe we're worried about this cut, but we don't have anything to worry about because we're ahead by a liberty. So it's a slight advantage throwaway, but it's not that bad. It's more of a just a slight throwaway. So black can't actually Atari this way. We can if white takes this stone. This is a good result for black for sure. But what white can do is they can extend this way, and if we try to keep laddering it, it's not going to work because eventually white's going to take these stones, and this is going to be not so good for black. But of course, we want white to keep running it out, create more and more cutting points, basically. So in retrospect, it's better to just extend here, and white will extend. And then maybe we try to go back here to start building, or maybe we jump into the 3-3. I would say it's probably urgent to really come back to R16 though. All right, let's go ahead and skip ahead. I want to get to the point where um, black seems to take the lead, and I want to see kind of why he takes the lead. Though I think it's starting to make sense. We need to learn the ladder. The ladder is very easy to learn. It's not super difficult, so we should definitely be learning the ladder at it early on. This concept is very simple. If we see that our opponent can do this kind of thing, we just don't play it. If they can do this, we don't do it. Now, if they Atari this way, and you see that you have this ladder breaker here, because that means when they play the head of the stone every time, you're eventually going to connect it to a stone. As to where if you don't have the stone, that means white's going to play here, and now we have our ladder, right? Again. But if you have a ladder breaker, then sure, you want to play it. But otherwise, there's no reason we should be playing out a ladder that goes to Narnia, right? That's just a free stone. There's no reason to play that. This is fine. However, it does. Oh, okay. We don't need to take these stones. We established that this is a ladder. Just as the opponent shouldn't be playing out a ladder to Narnia, we should understand that the ladder is going to Narnia. Again, it's not a tough concept, not a hard concept at all, and it's something that we should learn very, very quickly. But more so, we end up taking Gote, and we don't want to take Gote, especially when we see a problem here. Black is really starting to build this top side. They've started to establish a sector line here. And this sector line is saying, hey, I want all of this. So I can kind of see where Black's lead might start coming from. Okay, White's being too safe. This is not a very good move for Black. Black should be extending here because again, we started to establish a sector line as Black. Our sector line is between here, and we want to build this area. And when we're playing here, that kind of harms that thought, and White should not be responding to this in the way that they did, because there's no reason that we should be afraid of this. This is just self-Atari, right? So we shouldn't be responding to that. Now this gives the chance for Black to play something like this, and then if we connect instead of play a Ko, now Black's making points not only in this area, but they're also going to be making points at the bottom of the board. So it looks like we got too afraid of Black for no reason. I think this is a fine move, but I wouldn't play it. I would actually play this Atari now. And then if White wants to Ko, White could Ko. We could just play something like this. Again, we want to really get this idea that, hey, this is a lot of potential territory. This is a lot of territory that's potential. And here's the thing, even if White plays in here, we can do this kind of thing where we're building a wall. White can live in the corner. That's perfectly fine. We don't care if they live here. There's nothing wrong with that. It's really small compared to what we're set out to get here. So as White, we're in a pretty bad position here. I feel like I would almost want to invade now and not even care about the bottom. And again, we don't have to be afraid of this. The worst that can happen is Black plays this. And what happens is we just don't respond to it. We just don't respond to it. We just play something else. Because if Black takes here, we connect, and we take those 3 stones. But let's go ahead and move on. Let's go ahead and see where White truly lost their lead. So this is where Black started to get a small lead. And it looks like the idea is that, again, it kind of looks like we're really focused on this area as black, and that's probably where our win comes from. And again, just as I said, we cannot be playing out ladders that go to Narnia. And here's how a ladder works. Here's how a ladder works, right? So we're going to go back to this shape. When you see stones like this, and you see that you can play the head of each stone each time, we should not be playing this out ever. This is a really simple concept. We do not want to be doing that ever. And we can see that the same thing can happen here. Black plays the head of the stone. We're not really going anywhere. We're just getting captured. We do not want to be giving away stones for free. We do not want to be throwing away Aji for free either. All right, so white goes back to the corner. So we should be playing this way. This is generally the best way to live. Now, unfortunately, black does have a lot of territory here. And it is going to be hard for black to hold, but at the same time, it's going to be hard for white to invade and live. So I would almost actually be tempted not to play the 3-3, and I would probably start on one of these sides, because I feel like I would be more comfortable trying to reduce this way. Cut's a little greedy. Black should just be playing downward or here. Either one is okay. The honest truth is that if white lives, it doesn't actually matter. The lead that black has is very, very massive at this point. Yeah, black gave up way too much in this corner. Ooh. We're in Atari here, so we don't want to play this way. We can play here. We can extend one more time, and then we get that ladder that we talked about, right? We get that ladder that we talked about. But that changes when we're in Atari here. And we also should learn that when we're being Atari down to the first line, that's not good. We don't want to be Atari down to the first line and then try to save that stone. It's another concept that we shouldn't be doing almost at any level. Black should be jumping out like this. Now this one, this one's a little harder to see. I can understand that this one's not as easy to see. We don't really see how this kind of gets out. So I can understand that. But we also shouldn't be playing something like C19. This doesn't, while I understand that it takes a liberty, at the same time, it also makes it really easy for white to just live. For starters, white can just Atari here, and we end up capturing these stones. And even if black tries to come out here, it's not really going to help. Because white's still going to capture
Someone invites you to play.
But let's go ahead and move on. Not good. Not good at all. This is similar to the ladder. We're running out on the first line. We should know this. There's no reason we shouldn't know this. All right, so black's doing a good job at keeping white out. This is good for black. This is a lot of territory. Okay, I'll accept it, but we should probably just play strong and simple here. Strong and simple. Okay, white can't make any extra liberties here. There's no reason for us to play this. If we got something out of this, we can capture these two stones. It's not a lot, and it's not enough to win, but we did get something. Black did good to capture these. So let's go ahead and speed up ahead. Let's see where black threw away this lead. Because it looks like black threw the lead away for a while. Okay. Yeah, so it looks like we didn't protect up here. Yeah, so we left a lot of holes up here at this point. And we tried to cut. So we should come back and protect our cutting points with just some simple connections. Just some very simple connections. We let white have this stone, and now we don't have any cutting points up here. And there's nothing to worry about. We lost a lot here for absolutely nothing. We lost a lot here for absolutely nothing in trying to kill our opponent. If you really want to kill these stones, you would play this way. But otherwise, we can't take this and then cut. Ooh. Now you can cut. But we don't want to do it this way. We want to turn here. This gives us the liberties on the outside. White should be pushing this way as well. There's not really a good way for white to make the liberties here. Again, as we talked about over here, we don't want to run out on the first line. We can't do this. This doesn't work. We get netted. And this is a very basic concept that we should know, similar to the ladder. We want to learn these two concepts as early as possible because one of the biggest reasons for being 20, 25Q, 20Q is because we're running out stones on the first line and we're running out dead stones on the second line and we don't know what a ladder is. And these are three of the most basic concepts that are really, really easy to understand and grasp. And we should not be doing them. And the moment we realize that we're doing them and stop doing them, we're no longer 20 to 25Q and we're stronger than that. And you can kind of see that we're already just throwing away stones this way. But it does look like black was able to kind of hold enough. But we kind of did the same issue here. We're not really protecting our cutting points. We're just allowing the possibility for white to go back and play these kinds of moves. We have to be able to protect these. We can't just allow white to have the chance at every single one. They protected this one, but they didn't protect this one. This one's a little better to protect because now if white does Atari here, this is a situation where we run out into our own group and we get to connect up. We just protect here. These stones are dead. All right. So we're going to go ahead and speed up to the ending here. I think, so first off, for black, I think black needs to do better at protecting their cutting points. They're running out first line moves. They're running out ladders. We don't want to do that. That's something that we really want to get past as a 20 to 25Q. Once you can get past running out stones on the first line, running out ladders, running out dead stones on the second line, once you get past that, you will be stronger than 20Q. Like that's realistically all you need, and that is something that is commonly happening in your game here. For white, white needs to invade a lot sooner. Black got a pretty big area. White had a pretty good lead at the beginning. This was almost a 20-point lead here, but black really built up here, and then we didn't realize that black was leading a ladder out to Narnia. So it's the same for white. Don't run out ladders. Don't kill ladders lead to Narnia. Don't run out first line moves. We did that over here. And you also can get past 20 to 25Q. Those are like the biggest things that you just need to really get past the 20 to 25Q area. It's just not running out these ladders to Narnia and stuff like that. But yeah, good job, Black, though, on building this territory. It's pretty good, except for leaving all the cutting points behind. But good job.